And author Robin S. Sharma said, cell phones, mobile email, and all the cool slick gadgets can cause massive losses in our creative output and overall productivity. Because we're so dependent on smartphones, our society today is losing all social skills, learning skills, and privacy. We can't keep our phones out of our hands or off for more than 10 minutes without getting bored or wondering what's going on in the cyber world. According to Privacy Rights Clearinghouse, a smartphone is a small handheld electronic device that has features of both mobile phone and a computer. Smartphones allow us to communicate via talk, text, and video, access personal work and email, access the internet, make purchases, manage bank accounts, take pictures, and many more other activities. They're becoming capable of more and more every day. Today I'd like to persuade you on why smartphones are bad for society. Everyone in this room has a smartphone. Everyone will check it as I make this speech, and will check their phone as they leave the room. They'll either have a text message, a phone call, or look something up on the internet. But the problem is the attention span is severely short because our cell phone is so dependent on us and we're so dependent on them. I happen to be very dependent on my phone. Without my phone, there are a lot of things I cannot do. I can't call my friends and ask them what they're doing for the night. I can't check my bank account, make sure I'm able to buy something I really want. And I also can't get to point A from point B without my GPS. We are all dependent on our phones. It's just a way of life. As I tell you today how smartphones are bad for society, I want you to understand that because of smartphones, there's less learning incentive because of the distractions, how easy it is to quickly look something up. There's no disconnection and alone time anymore. And third, everyone is available all the time. There's no privacy through a smartphone. So now that you know my 3 main points, let's begin with the first one. Because of smartphones, there's less of a learning incentive. When I'm doing homework, I often check my phone and make sure no one has texted me. Therefore, I'm causing a distraction and not focusing on what I'm really supposed to be doing. Most people cannot stay off their phone for really more than 5 minutes. According to an IDC research report, 18 to 44-year-olds who own smartphones spend in excess of 2 hours a day communicating with people via messaging or social media on their phones. Even more staggering is the fact that almost 80% of this group checks their smartphone at least once within 15 minutes after waking up. Also, because of smartphones, no one knows any information that would be beneficial if they happen to lose their phone. Everyone is dependent on GPS to get them from point A to point B. According to Warren Frey from MacLife, snow and rain interfere with the line of sight, and once again, if you're in a remote area, you're less likely to have a cell phone service to pick up the slack. Most people don't know where a certain place is or how to get there. Solely, most people rely on GPS to tell them where to go. Another problem is that no one knows anyone else's cell phone number. If anything were to happen and you did not have your cell phone, 1, you wouldn't know how to get to places, and 2, you wouldn't have anyone to call because you rely on your contact list rather than memorizing important phone numbers. Now that you know my first reason on why smartphones are bad for society, let me tell you about my second one. There's an inability to disconnect from the world through your smartphone screen. Naked from Phone, a blog, America's Naked Without Its Cell Phone, says one survey of 3,800 people, 9 out of 10 respondents under 30 admitted that they begin to feel anxious when they don't know where their phone is. It's natural that you can't function without your phone, but is it a good thing? Not so much. Because of smartphones, everyone expects everyone to be available 24/7. There are no more limits on the time of hour with smartphones. If you need something at 3 in the morning or want to talk, you text them. There aren't boundaries of time or etiquette anymore. There's also instant access to everything. If you're bored, you download a game and play it right then and there. Or if you're eating dinner and the thought runs across your mind that you need to check your email, you pull your cell phone out and check it right in the middle of dinner. There are no boundaries. There are no time frames. You have your phone on you always, and you check it as you please. So now that you know my first 2 reasons on why smartphones are bad for society, let me tell you about my final point. Because of cell phones, there's no more true privacy of what you're doing, who's watching you, or what is being seen that you don't know about. People can have access to everything of yours if they really wanted to. They can monitor where you've been on Facebook, what you're doing, who you've been with. Criminals, advertisers, and government officials can monitor what you're doing through your phone. Computer World says apps can trace your web habits, look into your contact list, make phone calls without your knowledge, track your location, examine your files, and more. They can also automatically send information such as location data to mobile ad networks. And according to Christina Bonington from Gadget Lab, you could be unintentionally telling your world where your location of every time you send out a photo. There's no privacy of a smartphone, and there are too many loopholes. The possibility of your phone being hacked and your financial information being stolen are also a big conflict through smartphones. When you start up an app that requires you to type in your credit card number and all that information pertaining to it, you are giving the hackers a chance to take your financial identity. Just recently, there was a big hack of celebrities where their personal pictures were stolen and posted into the media. Smartphones have no privacy whatsoever, and no matter how protected you think you are, there's always a way to hack into something. In conclusion, smartphones are bad for society in numerous ways. Smartphones are bad for society because society isn't learning as much as they would without their phones. They can't disconnect from their phone, and there's no privacy. When I leave today, I hope that you understand those three main points, and also remember that smartphones aren't as good and smart as everyone thinks. Tom Cook thinks anything can change because the smartphone revolution is still in its early ages, and I hope he's right.
Here we go.